When you are dangerously anointed, there is an undeniable pull in your spirit toward the pursuit of truth and righteousness. This is not a casual interest or a fleeting passion. It is a fire that consumes you from within, compelling you to seek out the truth with all that you have. It is as if you are no longer content with surface-level answers or shallow explanations. There is a profound hunger to dive deeper, to explore, and to find answers that others might overlook or dismiss. Truth becomes your lifeline, the compass by which you navigate every decision, every relationship, every conversation. In the pursuit of truth, you will find yourself unsettled by anything false, deceitful, or hypocritical. You will not be able to ignore or excuse things that contradict what you know to be right, even if it costs you friendships, opportunities, or comfort. The dangerously anointed carry a divine burden for integrity that sets them apart from the crowd. While others may bend or shift to suit their own agendas, the anointed are bound to a higher standard, and they cannot be swayed by the allure of quick rewards or popularity. This commitment to truth makes you a disruptor because you are not satisfied with half-truths or convenient lies. When everyone else is willing to look the other way, you feel the divine mandate to confront what's wrong, to call out what's false, and to challenge anything that misleads or manipulates. The drive to seek righteousness means that you find yourself deeply disturbed by injustice and corruption. You cannot sit back when you see others being taken advantage of, lied to, or treated unfairly. This drive compels you to act, even when there is a personal risk involved. Righteousness for the dangerously anointed is not just about personal morality, it is about establishing God's order in a world that often rejects it. This divine calling to live righteously and to pursue justice often isolates you because others may not understand the intensity of your convictions. You become a person who cannot be bought, compromised, or silenced because you answer to a higher authority, one that demands unwavering dedication to truth. This pursuit of truth and righteousness will sometimes bring you to uncomfortable places. It may require you to question traditions, to challenge long-standing norms, and to expose things that were meant to stay hidden. The dangerously anointed are often the voices that speak what no one else dares to say, the ones who call out systems, structures, and even mindsets that oppose God's truth. In this way, you become a revolutionary of sorts, upending anything that stands in opposition to the divine order you're called to uphold. And while this may isolate you and bring opposition, it also empowers you. The anointing gives you the strength to pursue truth without fear of the cost, because you know that righteousness is not optional for those who are called. The pursuit of truth and righteousness becomes the very lens through which you see the world. You are no longer content to live a life of superficial beliefs or convenient compromises. You are compelled to dig deeper, to ask hard questions, and to seek answers that align with God's heart. In a world filled with confusion and deceit, you become a beacon of clarity, a voice for those who are lost in the noise, a testament that truth still matters. A dangerous anointing always manifests itself in a profound, unyielding desire to serve others. This is not a mild interest or a seasonal pursuit. It is a relentless call that pulls at the very core of your spirit. Those who are anointed by God understand that the purpose of their anointing is not self-glorification or personal gain. It is to meet the needs of others, to lift the weary, to heal the brokenhearted, to clothe the poor, to fight for justice, and to inspire hope. This desire to serve comes from a place deep within, fueled by a divine love that compels you to see the world not through the lens of what you can gain, but what you can give. When you are called to serve, your heart begins to change. You find that self-interest begins to fade, replaced by a genuine concern for others. Their pain becomes your pain, their needs become your mission. You become deeply moved by the suffering and struggles of those around you, and you feel an overwhelming responsibility to make a difference. This is not something that can be ignored or brushed aside. It consumes you, pushing you to do whatever it takes to see lives transformed. Whether it's through giving your time, your resources, your talents, or your energy, you find yourself unable to hold back. It is as if you are compelled by a higher power to keep giving, to keep helping, and to keep helping, and to keep pouring yourself out, even when it costs you. This desire to serve goes beyond mere charity. It is a calling to truly engage with the needs of others, to meet them where they are, and to walk alongside them through their pain, their struggles, and their triumphs. Service in the life of the dangerously anointed is not limited to certain hours, events, or projects. It becomes a way of life. Everywhere you go, you carry this heart for others, this desire to uplift and empower those around you. You become an agent of transformation, an instrument of compassion, and a vessel of divine love. You find yourself doing things that others may not even notice: small acts of kindness, unseen sacrifices, quiet moments of prayer and encouragement. These acts are not performed for recognition. They are simply expressions of the heart within you, a heart that beats with a divine purpose to serve. As this desire grows, it will often drive you into places of need that you would have never imagined entering. You find yourself drawn to the lonely, the marginalized, the forgotten, and the oppressed. You begin to seek out those who are overlooked, understanding that true service often requires stepping into uncomfortable, unfamiliar, and even difficult places. This calling challenges you to go beyond the boundaries of your comfort zone, to break past the limits of what is convenient, and to pursue service that is sacrificial. You come to realize that real service is costly. It demands time, energy, resources, and sometimes even your own peace of mind. But for the anointed, this sacrifice is not a burden, it is a privilege, a sacred responsibility that they willingly embrace. When the desire to serve takes hold of your life, you begin to see the world through the eyes of God. You no longer see people as problems or obstacles, but as children of the divine, each with their own worth, potential, and purpose. You start to look beyond appearances, beyond social status, and beyond backgrounds. You see the inherent value in every individual, and this vision fuels your commitment to serve. This desire teaches you to listen, to empathize, and to respond with grace. It draws you into relationships that might otherwise seem unlikely, creating connections across divides and building bridges in places where there was once only distance. Your life becomes a conduit through which blessings flow, not because of your own strength or wisdom, but because you have surrendered to the anointing that calls you to serve. This desire consumes you, filling your thoughts, shaping your priorities, and guiding your actions. You find that your joy is no longer rooted in personal achievement, but in the impact you have on others, in the smiles you bring, in the burdens you lift, and in the lives you touch. The anointing gives you the strength to continue even when others might give up, because you are not driven by the temporary, but by the eternal. This desire to serve is more than a passion. It is a divine calling, a holy fire that burns within, calling you to serve without hesitation, to give without reserve, and to love without limits. When you carry a dangerous anointing, there is a unique strength within you that defies popular opinion. This resistance is not a stubborn pride or a desire to be contrary. It is a deep, unshakable conviction rooted in divine truth and purpose. You do not need the approval of others to validate your calling. You are not driven by the tides of public opinion or the applause of the masses. Instead, there is a guiding voice within you that anchors you firmly, that holds you steady, even when the voices around you try to sway you in another direction. This inner resistance is both a shield and a compass, keeping you from being influenced by trends, fads, and pressures that might distract you from your mission. Being anointed to stand for something higher often means that you find yourself misunderstood, misinterpreted, and even criticized. When you choose to go against popular opinion, you step into a place of tension, a place where others may question your motives, your intelligence, or even your faith. Yet, this resistance is not something you can turn off. It is a divine strength that lives within you, a part of your purpose that cannot be silenced or compromised. You feel an unyielding commitment to truth, to integrity, and to righteousness, and this commitment places you on a different path, a path where few are willing to walk. This resistance means that you are willing to be the only one in a crowd to say no when everyone else is saying yes. It means that you are willing to stand for what is right, even if it costs you friendships, positions, or praise. You do not seek validation in the opinions of others because your identity is grounded in something higher. This groundedness allows you to walk confidently in your calling, despite opposition. And make no mistake, opposition will come. Those who are dangerously anointed often find that they attract critics, cynics, and skeptics, people who do not understand why they are so unwilling to just go with the flow. But those who are called to influence must be willing to withstand the pressure to conform, to stay true to the vision, and to remain faithful to the purpose they were given. Your resistance to popular opinion is a test, a refining process that strengthens you for the challenges that lie ahead. When you refuse to compromise, you build resilience, you learn to stand firm in the face of rejection, knowing that you are not alone. It is in these moments that you discover the true depth of your calling, realizing that it is not dependent on the acceptance or validation of others. This uncommon resistance prepares you to be a leader, to be a voice in the wilderness, and to pave a path that others may one day follow. It sharpens your vision, clarifying what is truly important and helping you to let go of anything that is not aligned with your mission. This resistance also gives you discernment, a heightened sense of what is true and what is false. While others are swayed by persuasive arguments, flashy presentations, or empty promises, you see beyond the surface. You are not easily deceived or manipulated because you have been trained to look deeper, to seek out the truth, and to weigh everything against the divine principles that guide your life. This discernment acts as a filter, allowing you to separate what is good from what is merely popular. You become a beacon of truth and integrity, standing as a contrast to a culture that often values appearance over substance, convenience over conviction, and popularity over purpose. People may question your motives, label you difficult, or dismiss you as inflexible, but your commitment remains unwavering. You are not looking for approval, you are looking for alignment with your higher calling. There is a sacred power in this kind of resistance, a quiet strength that allows you to stay calm and collected, even when others try to pressure you to conform. This strength is not born out of stubbornness, but out of a commitment to walk in the truth. It is a strength that grows with each challenge, each confrontation, and each test of your resolve. The more you resist, the stronger you become, and the more prepared you are to fulfill the purpose for which you were created. In a world that often measures success by popularity, you are willing to measure success by obedience to your calling. Your worth is not determined by the opinions of others, but by the value of your purpose, and this allows you to walk a path that others might consider strange or unnecessary. You are not driven by the need to fit in, but by the need to stay faithful. This uncommon resistance is not a rejection of others, it is a refusal to be anything less than what you were meant to be. This resistance enables you to stand as a light in the darkness, to be a voice that others can look to for direction when they are confused, and to carry a message that resonates far beyond what is popular. This anointing is not a safe calling, it places you in direct opposition to the trends and opinions of the world. But those who are dangerously anointed understand that the cost of compromise is too great, and they are willing to endure the isolation, the misunderstanding, and the resistance because they are driven by something greater than the fleeting approval of the crowd. For those who are dangerously anointed, there is always a season of intense isolation, a period where you feel separated, set apart, and stripped of the familiar comforts and connections you once held dear. This season is not accidental, it is divinely orchestrated. It is a purposeful process of preparation, a time when God removes you from the noise and distractions of the world to do a deep work within you. You find yourself in a place where it feels like you're cut off from others, misunderstood, and sometimes even forgotten. But this isolation is not a punishment, it is a necessary process that God uses to strengthen, refine, and prepare you for the weight of your calling. In this season, you may feel a profound sense of loneliness, as though you are walking a path that no one else understands. Friendships may fade, opportunities may close, and the comfort of the familiar seems to disappear. What you once depended on becomes unavailable, and you are left in a place where it's just you and God. This is the wilderness season, a place where God strips away everything that you once leaned on. It is here that you learn the essence of dependency on Him, that you discover the depths of your faith, and that you come to understand that your strength is not in what you have or who you know, but in the one who has called you. Isolation has a way of exposing things within you that are hidden during the busy seasons of life. In the quiet, you come face to face with yourself, with your weaknesses, insecurities, and doubts. This season brings everything to the surface, and it is uncomfortable. But it is here that God begins His refining work. Like gold in the fire, you are purified in the solitude. As He burns away impurities, removes pride, and strips you of self-reliance, you learn patience in waiting, humility in silence, and strength in surrender. The anointed cannot walk in their calling until they have been emptied of everything that would hinder them, and this season of isolation is the process by which that emptying occurs. In this season, you also discover the depth of God's voice. Away from the opinions and noise of others, you learn to hear Him clearly. The isolation allows you to tune into His direction, His correction, and His encouragement. You find that the voice of God becomes louder than the voices around you, and you begin to understand His heart in a way that you never did before. It is in this hidden place that God reveals His secrets, imparts His wisdom, and gives you visions of the future that He is preparing you for. This is a time of divine downloads, where God fills you with the strategies, ideas, and insights that you will need to fulfill your purpose. He pours into you, knowing that when the season of isolation ends, you will be equipped with what you need to step into your destiny. This season of preparation is often marked by testing. You find yourself facing challenges that reveal what is truly within you. God allows circumstances to arise that test your patience, your perseverance, and your faith. This is not to break you, but to strengthen you, to prepare you for the weight of the anointing you carry. The anointed cannot afford to be fragile, they must be unshakable. And so in this season, God is building resilience within you, teaching you how to stand firm, how to rely on Him fully, and how to keep going even when there seems to be no visible progress. You learn the art of faithfulness in the small things, the discipline of consistency, and the strength to endure even when no one else sees or understands. During this time, God teaches you that you are not defined by your accomplishments, your titles, or the opinions of others. In the silence of isolation, you come to know that your worth is found in Him alone. This is a foundational truth for those who are dangerously anointed, for if you are to fulfill the calling on your life, you cannot be swayed by the need for approval or validation. The season of isolation teaches you to anchor your identity in God and God alone, to know that you are enough simply because He has called you. This realization frees you from the pressures of performance, from the need to prove yourself, and from the distractions of external validation. The preparation that happens in isolation is often grueling, yet it is here that God shapes you into the vessel He needs you to be. He equips you with the character, the strength, and the humility required to carry the anointing He has placed on your life. You are forged in the fires of solitude, strengthened in the silence, and prepared in the private places. What God is building in you during this time is unseen by others, but it is the foundation upon which everything else will be built. This is the hidden work, the groundwork that will support the weight of your calling when you step into the public eye. In this season, you learn to treasure God above all else. As you spend time alone with Him, you find a peace, a joy, and a fulfillment that cannot be found anywhere else. Your relationship with Him deepens, and you come to understand that He is your greatest reward. You learn that His presence is more valuable than any accomplishment, any recognition, or any accolade. This season teaches you to prioritize Him above all else, to make Him the center of your life, and to rely on Him as your source of strength and direction. When the season of isolation is over, you emerge not only prepared for your calling, but deeply rooted in your relationship with God. A dangerous anointing does not come without resistance. When you are anointed to carry out a divine purpose, you will inevitably encounter opposition. It is an inevitable aspect of the journey, a test, a refining fire that seeks to measure the resilience within you. Those who are dangerously anointed are marked by an unbreakable inner strength that cannot be shaken, even in the fiercest storms of adversity. This strength is not a product of physical power or external resources. It is a deeply rooted conviction, an unyielding inner force sustained by divine assurance. It is a strength that stands firm, unshaken by the winds of criticism, rejection, or adversity, and it is a strength that enables you to press on, even when everything around you tries to push you back. This inner strength is born from a deep understanding of purpose. When you know why you are here and what you are called to do, opposition cannot deter you. The anointed are driven by a purpose that transcends personal ambition or temporary gain. They are compelled by a vision that is anchored in something eternal. This clarity of purpose creates an unbreakable resilience, a foundation that allows you to endure trials, obstacles, and resistance. You know that the mission entrusted to you is greater than any opposition you might face, and this knowledge fuels a supernatural tenacity. It empowers you to keep going, to stand firm, and to rise above the challenges that come your way. In the face of opposition, an unbreakable inner strength allows you to remain calm and composed. While others may become discouraged or disheartened by adversity, you find a peace that passes understanding. This peace is not born of naivety or ignorance. It is a peace that comes from knowing who is with you. You are grounded in the truth that your strength is not your own, that you are upheld by a higher power that never fails. This knowledge gives you a quiet confidence, an unshakable assurance that no matter how intense the opposition, you will not be overcome. It allows you to face trials with courage, to respond to criticism with grace, and to stand firm in the midst of pressure. When you carry a dangerous anointing, you are often misunderstood, criticized, or even persecuted. Others may question your motives, ridicule your vision, or doubt your ability. Yet the strength within you remains unmoved. This strength allows you to stay true to your calling, even when it means standing alone. You are willing to endure the loneliness, the misunderstandings, and the false accusations, because you understand that the approval of people is not your goal. You are not here to please everyone. You are here to fulfill a purpose that is greater than human opinion. This strength allows you to remain faithful to that purpose, regardless of the opinions or actions of others. Opposition often seeks to intimidate, to make you feel small or incapable, but the dangerously anointed do not shrink back in fear. They rise up with a strength that defies intimidation. This strength is not arrogance, it is confidence in the one who called you. You know that the one who anointed you is greater than any obstacle, greater than any critic, and greater than any enemy. This realization fills you with a boldness that enables you to face opposition head-on, to confront challenges without hesitation, and to stand firm in your convictions no matter the cost. It is this inner strength that allows you to walk through the fire and come out unscathed, to face giants and know that they will fall, and to withstand storms, knowing that you will not be moved. This unbreakable strength also gives you the capacity to endure hardship with patience. You understand that opposition is not always immediate or obvious. Sometimes it takes the form of ongoing challenges, prolonged battles, or repeated setbacks. Yet, you have an enduring strength, a tenacity that allows you to keep going, to keep fighting, and to keep believing, even when the road seems long. You are not discouraged by delays, nor are you defeated by setbacks. You understand that patience is a vital part of your journey, and you embrace it, knowing that the fulfillment of your purpose is worth the wait. This strength allows you to endure with grace, to persevere with hope, and to remain steadfast even in the face of prolonged opposition. An unbreakable inner strength also enables you to rise above personal attacks. When you are dangerously anointed, you may encounter those who seek to undermine you, to tear you down, or to discredit your calling. Yet this strength allows you to rise above offense, to forgive those who oppose you, and to continue your mission with a heart that remains pure. You are not distracted by petty conflicts or personal vendettas because you understand that your purpose is too great to be sidetracked by minor issues. This strength gives you the ability to stay focused on what truly matters, to keep your eyes fixed on the goal, and to press on with unwavering determination. In moments of opposition, an unbreakable inner strength reveals the depth of your character. It shows that you are not swayed by external circumstances, but grounded in an inner conviction that cannot be shaken. This strength is not something you achieve on your own. It is a gift, a divine empowerment that sustains you through every trial. It allows you to rise above fear, to silence doubt, and to walk in confidence, knowing that you are equipped, called, and empowered to fulfill your purpose. It is a strength that grows with each challenge, that becomes stronger with each test, and that remains unbroken no matter what you face. This strength is a testament to the power of the anointing within you, an unbreakable force that propels you forward, undeterred by the obstacles in your path. When you are dangerously anointed, you possess a fearlessness about the future that defies logic and transcends circumstances. This fearlessness is not recklessness or ignorance. It is a profound trust, a divine assurance rooted in the knowledge that your destiny is guided by a power far greater than any human uncertainty. Those who are anointed do not see the future as a place of dread or uncertainty. Rather, they see it as an unfolding promise, a journey carefully orchestrated by God. This fearlessness is built on the conviction that no matter what lies ahead, it has already been prepared for, and no challenge, no hardship, and no unexpected turn will derail the purpose for which you were created. This courage about the future is a direct result of understanding who holds your future. The dangerously anointed are not moved by the ups and downs of life because they know they are not walking this journey alone. There is a confidence that comes from knowing that you are being led by the divine, that your steps are ordered, and that nothing that happens to you is a surprise to Him. This knowledge allows you to face the future with anticipation rather than anxiety. You are not swayed by what you see or hear because you understand that your future is in the hands of the one who has already seen it, planned it, and prepared it. This gives you a quiet boldness, a steady assurance that enables you to move forward, even when others around you are fearful or uncertain. Fearlessness about the future is not an absence of obstacles. It is the presence of a perspective that sees beyond them. It is the ability to look at what lies ahead and see opportunity instead of danger, promise instead of problems, and victory instead of defeat. The anointed understand that every challenge they face is an opportunity for growth, a chance to develop strength, and a step closer to fulfilling their purpose. This perspective transforms fear into fuel, worry into wisdom, and hesitation into hope. You see the future as a blank canvas, one that God has given you the power to shape. And this inspires a fearlessness that propels you forward with courage and determination. When you are dangerously anointed, you are not easily swayed by the uncertainties of the world. Economic downturns, societal shifts, personal setbacks, none of these have the power to shake your confidence. This fearlessness is not because you are unaware of the potential challenges. It is because you have been given a vision that is greater than any temporary trial. You see beyond the current circumstances to the promises that lie on the other side, and this enables you to keep moving forward, even when others are paralyzed by fear. You know that every setback is temporary, that every obstacle is an opportunity for God to show His strength, and that every delay is a divine preparation for what's to come. This assurance gives you the strength to persevere, to hold on, and to keep believing no matter what the future holds. In the face of the unknown, fearlessness allows you to take bold steps of faith. Those who are dangerously anointed are not afraid to move forward, to take risks, or to step out of their comfort zones. They understand that fear has no place in a life led by purpose, and they are willing to pursue that purpose with everything they have. This fearlessness gives you the courage to embrace new opportunities, to overcome challenges, and to walk through doors that others may be afraid to open. It empowers you to step into the unknown with confidence, knowing that you are not alone and that you are equipped for every challenge that comes your way. You are willing to take the path less traveled, to go where others may not dare, because you know that your future is secure in the hands of the one who called you. This fearlessness also brings a sense of peace. While others may be anxious or uncertain about the future, you find a calmness that comes from knowing that you are exactly where you are meant to be. You do not need to rush or worry because you know that everything will happen in its appointed time. This peace allows you to be fully present, to savor each moment, and to embrace each season of your life without fear of what's next. You are free from the pressure to force things to happen or to control every outcome. Instead, you rest in the assurance that God's timing is perfect and that His plans for you are good. This peace is a gift, a result of your faith, and it allows you to move through life with a sense of ease and joy that others may not understand. Fearlessness about the future also gives you a unique resilience. Those who are anointed understand that the journey will not always be smooth, that there will be challenges, setbacks, and moments of difficulty. But this fearlessness prepares you to face these moments with strength and perseverance. You know that the future may hold trials, but you are not intimidated by them. Instead, you are strengthened by the knowledge that each trial is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to become stronger. This resilience allows you to bounce back from setbacks, to overcome obstacles, and to continue moving forward no matter what comes your way. It is a strength that enables you to keep going, even when the journey is hard, because you know that the end result is worth every struggle. This fearlessness also fuels a spirit of expectancy. You approach the future with a sense of excitement, anticipation, and hope, knowing that great things lie ahead. You are not weighed down by doubts or anxieties. Instead, you are uplifted by the promise of what's to come. This expectancy gives you the motivation to keep pursuing your purpose, to keep growing, and to keep pressing forward. You are excited about what God is going to do, about the ways He is going to use you, and about the impact you are going to make. This expectancy fills you with energy, enthusiasm, and a drive to make the most of every moment. It is a hope that cannot be shaken, a joy that cannot be contained, and a passion that fuels every step of your journey. Fearlessness about the future also allows you to inspire others. When people see your confidence, your peace, and your unwavering hope, they are drawn to it. They want to know where your strength comes from, how you can remain calm in the face of uncertainty, and what gives you the courage to keep going. Your fearlessness becomes a light in the darkness, a beacon of hope for those who may be struggling with their own fears and doubts. It allows you to lead by example, to show others that it is possible to live without fear, and to inspire them to embrace their own futures with confidence and courage. When you carry a dangerous anointing, your impact is not confined to your own life or even to those directly around you. It reverberates far beyond, touching lives you may never meet and influencing generations yet to come. This kind of impact is not the result of personal ambition, talent, or connections, but of a divine calling that propels your influence to places and people you never imagined. A supernatural impact means that your life serves a purpose far greater than personal success or recognition. Your words, actions, and even struggles become instruments through which God reaches others, changing lives, breaking chains, and bringing hope where there was once despair. This impact flows from a divine empowerment that enables you to go beyond human limitations. When you are dangerously anointed, you are equipped with more than natural abilities or knowledge. You are given a supernatural grace that allows you to accomplish things that defy human logic. You find yourself able to speak life into situations that seem hopeless, to offer wisdom that transforms lives, and to carry out acts of compassion that go far beyond ordinary kindness. People are drawn to you not because of anything you have done on your own, but because of the presence and power of God working through you. This is a mark of the anointing that the influence of your life extends beyond your own reach and becomes a channel through which others experience God's love, grace, and truth. The supernatural impact of a dangerously anointed life often affects people who are broken, lost, and searching for meaning. You become a light in dark places, a voice of encouragement in moments of despair, and a source of hope for those who feel forgotten. Even when you are unaware, your presence, words, and actions are working to bring healing and restoration to others. People may be inspired simply by your courage, strengthened by your resilience, or uplifted by your faith. You become a vessel through which others see what is possible, and through your life, they are reminded of their own potential and worth. Your influence is a catalyst for transformation, a force that compels people to rise above their circumstances, to embrace their own purpose, and to discover the power of God within them. This supernatural impact also extends to the choices you make and the values you uphold. When you are dangerously anointed, you live with a heightened awareness that your life is not just about you, it is a testimony that others are watching. Your integrity, your compassion, and your faith become a silent witness that speaks louder than any words. People see the way you handle adversity, the way you treat others, and the way you navigate challenges, and they are moved by it. Your life becomes a living example of faith in action, a testimony that inspires others to believe in something greater than themselves. Your decisions are not just personal choices, they become messages of hope, reminders of resilience, and symbols of courage for others to follow. The supernatural impact of an anointed life also breaks through barriers and opens doors that would otherwise remain closed. There is a favor upon you that makes a way where there seems to be no way, that opens doors of opportunity, not for personal gain, but for the purpose of serving others. When you walk in this anointing, you find yourself in places you never expected, meeting people you never imagined, and doing things that have far-reaching consequences. This is not a result of your own power. It is the manifestation of a divine calling that elevates you beyond human limitations. Your influence begins to extend into areas where you have no natural access, creating opportunities for others and bringing about changes in places where transformation is desperately needed. The supernatural impact of your life becomes a doorway through which others experience the presence and power of God. This impact is not always visible or acknowledged. Often it is the quiet, unseen ways that your life affects others. Sometimes you may never know the full extent of your influence, but the anointing assures that the seeds you plant will bear fruit. The lives you touch, the prayers you offer, the encouragement you give, all of these become ripples in the lives of others, setting off a chain reaction of hope, healing, and transformation. Your influence is not dependent on recognition or applause. It is grounded in a divine purpose that reaches beyond the need for validation. You may not see the results, but the impact of your life continues to echo, touching lives and influencing generations in ways that only God can orchestrate. A supernatural impact also carries a legacy that outlives you. Those who are dangerously anointed understand that their lives are part of a larger story, one that extends beyond their own lifetime. Your impact leaves a mark that remains long after you are gone, inspiring future generations to pursue their own callings, to live with integrity, and to walk in faith. You may plant seeds that will only be harvested by others, but your influence endures. This legacy is not just about what you accomplished, it is about the lives you touched, the hope you brought, and the faith you inspired. It is a testament to the power of a life surrendered to a higher purpose, a reminder that each of us has the ability to make a difference, and an encouragement for others to continue the work you started. In this sense, a dangerously anointed life is not content with self-preservation or personal gain. It is driven by a desire to see others rise, to see communities transformed, and to see the world become a better place. This is not a self-centered mission. It is a selfless pursuit of a purpose that benefits others. You become a bridge for others to cross, a shelter in times of trouble, and a source of hope in moments of despair. Your life becomes a tool that God uses to reach others, to heal the broken, to uplift the weary, and to guide the lost. The supernatural impact of your anointing transforms you into an instrument of change, a vessel through which God's love, grace, and truth flow freely to those in need. The supernatural impact of a dangerously anointed life is also marked by a profound sense of responsibility. You understand that the influence you carry is not something to be taken lightly. It is a gift, a calling, and a duty. You recognize that you have been entrusted with a power that has the potential to change lives, and you approach this responsibility with humility and reverence. You know that the impact you make is not for your own glory, but for a purpose far greater than yourself. This sense of responsibility keeps you grounded, reminding you that your influence is not about self-promotion, but about service, sacrifice, and love. It keeps you focused on what truly matters, guiding you to use your influence wisely and to seek opportunities to lift others up rather than seeking your own advancement. Finally, this supernatural impact brings a sense of fulfillment that nothing else can provide. When you walk in your anointing, using your gifts and influence to serve others, you experience a joy that transcends any temporary satisfaction that worldly success might offer. You find a sense of purpose that fills your life with meaning, a fulfillment that comes from knowing that you are making a difference, that your life is part of something eternal. This fulfillment is not dependent on external achievements or accolades. It is rooted in the knowledge that you are living in alignment with your calling, that you are making a positive impact on others, and that you are fulfilling the purpose for which you were created. This sense of fulfillment gives you peace, joy, and a lasting sense of purpose that cannot be taken away, a deep satisfaction that comes from knowing that your life has a supernatural impact beyond yourself.